Good, everybody? It is your girl Tika Deshawn of All Things Ruthless, home of the Ruthless Addicts, here to give you guys Tyler Perry's Ruthless recap plan in action from season 4, episode 16. And the description reads as follows: Mac warns Sheriff Conley about an FBI tactic to take them both down. Lacey begs Zane to take a drastic step towards freedom, and Ruth gives Laura advice on how to stay alive at the compound, y'all. And absolutely, without a doubt, the Ruthless episode was crazy. It starts off where we have Aaron, who has gotten himself out of that police car, and he has run into the woods. Of course, this is a deer hunting lodge where he has made his way to, but he has gotten himself out of there. So these two deer hunters are out and they are in the woods and they're shooting, popping off at the quote unquote deer. So anyway, they hear the ruffle within the debris, within the grass, and they realize that it's Aaron. So Aaron, he stands up because they tell him to stand up. He stands up. Of course, he's handcuffed, and he's just asking them for help. Can you help me? Can you take me to the police department? Can you, basically just asking for help. Now, because these two have a sketchy past, they don't want to really help Aaron. They don't want to at least take him to the police department. But what they do is get him out of those handcuffs by popping off and releasing a little bit of the handcuff. So he has one handcuff on and the other one is off. But they tell him, go down towards the creek. That'll take you over to the next town. So Aaron is free again, y'all. Once again, Aaron is free. You free, brother. Run, Aaron, run. That's all I can say. But then we see where Mac makes his way into the office of Conley. And they're saying, oh, I can't believe, Andrew has said that I'm dirty. Well, of course, we know that you're dirty, Mac, but you're still going to have to play the role. So he sends Conley a text and it says, Mac, I think your office is bugged. Okay, this is a message from Mac to Conley. And then Conley is like, no, it's not. I checked. And then it says, are you sure? Of course, that's the famous, infamous question. And then it says, do you think I'm a effing idiot? I scanned it and I'm texting I'm texting on a scrambled burner phone, you guys. So Conley and Mac are basically trying to figure out how to get themselves out of these shenanigans, but it's a bit late. The plan is already set for Desiree and Cal to feed one of the two of them some dirt, some information, some bad information, just to see if they're going to relay it to the other one. So will they catch up with them? Will they finally get locked up? I'm definitely going to be tapped in and tuned in to see whether or not Cully and Mac both end up in a jail cell, even next to Andrew. So anyway, we see Elder Mother Marva, and she's telling Zane to go ahead and unlock Lacey, take her to a bathroom break, and then take her to the clothesline so that she can hang up the clothes that she just washed. Now, there's no mention of her eating anything, so at this point, poor Lacey is probably starving, but she's probably accustomed to not eating anyway. So in walks River, and River is trying to figure out, how he can get Peter to basically get unalived. He's trying to get Elder Mother Marva to mix up a concoction to feed to feed Peter as well as Malcolm. Now, he really is not concerned about Malcolm, but he definitely wants her to feed he definitely wants her to feed Peter so that she can so he can, unalive him. But Elder Mother Marvel's not falling for the shenanigans, and, he's trying to say, well, I noticed that your legs are starting to hurt and you're starting to slow down, and she said, boy, I'm young enough to be your older sister. Shout out to Elder Mother Marva for the good comeback. When you trying to call me old, I'm young enough to be your older sister. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, we see that Bridget is definitely in the kitchen that she's cooking, cooking, cooking. But she tells the elder mother, asks her, "Have you heard from your elder?" And she says, "No, I hadn't heard from her since she took the children." I forgot that Bridget was one of the ones that is responsible for the kids as well. But her elder mother is gone with the children, y'all. And y'all gotta stay tuned because I found out where the kids are. Everybody's been looking for the kids. So anyway, in the punishment trailer, we see Malcolm again. Malcolm is still trying to convince Peter to free him. But how is he gonna really free you, Malcolm? That he has there's a blade under the floor, but if he mess around and kick it up, he could, cut you or hurt you. Like, he's cuffed up just as well as you are. So how's he gonna actually save you? So he's still trying to tell again, he's still trying to convince Peter that the highest is no good, that he unalived some older people. Well, Peter's like, well, they probably deserved it because his grandparents abused him. He said he was beaten every single day. So he has no sympathy for those old people that Malcolm is saying that the highest unalive. So then we see Ruth as well as River, and he's back on it again, saying how Zane is upset with him because he basically left her out of the plan. And just like I thought, River was trying to keep Zane out of the plan as well as Lacey. He had no intentions of letting those ladies go with them whenever they escape from the Rockadushy compound. And Ruth said, "Every time I talk to you, I trust you less and less." And so, because if you could just easily leave Zane out, then you could probably leave me out too. And then she says, would you leave out Joan? And he says, "I would definitely leave out Joan, but I wouldn't leave you out of the plan. I would definitely take you because you're just like me." I don't believe River. River seems like he's all about himself at this point. So anyway, you guys, we see Zane as well as Lacey, and these two ladies decide to devise their own plan because now they find out that River had no intentions of even including them in his plan. So they come up with a plan that Zane is going to go and flirt with one of the men, and unfortunately one of the men that she ends up having to flirt with is going to be Manny. Lacey tells her to grow up, like, girl, just grow up and understand this is just a part of the plan, and we got to do something to get ourselves, off this compound. So then we see at the shower, why is Lewis at the freaking shower where the ladies are? And he says to this one female, "How you doing?" And he tells her to come, come with him. Now so clearly they've been doing this all along, which is why Bridget does not trust him. So this young lady is going into the stall, into this outhouse with Lewis. And of course, who sees all of this happening? Yes, indeed, Bridget sees it all going down, and she don't like what she's seeing. So then, y'all, at the punishment trailer where Malcolm and Peter are, we see that Laura has made her way into that punishment trailer. And of course, Malcolm is asking for help. He's like, "Help me, help me, help me." But of course, she's afraid. She does not know what is going on. So she ends up leaving. Peter, of course, he knows who she is. He knows that she's the wife of Aaron, who was the one that escaped from under his care, which is why he's about to get punished. So anyway, she is walking out and she sees Ruth, and Ruth tells her not to go back in there. She tells her, "You got to play the game." She says, "I could tell that you were clear, but how are you clear?" And she says that Lacey and Zane told her to stop eating the food, and that is why she is clear. So back at the punishment trailer, we see that Ruth finally, Ruth tells her to play the game, and so she walks away. But then Ruth goes into the punishment trailer, and of course, Malcolm remembers that Ruth, she sucker punched him and she tricked him, which is why he's in that punishment trailer now, the reason why he got captured. And so she goes in and she just tells Peter, Listen, she tells Malcolm, I'm not here to talk to you, I'm here to talk to him. And she tells Peter, stand strong, we are with you. Stand strong, we are with you. So she basically, even though she does not fool with River like that, she still goes in and talks to Peter, tells him, again, stand strong. We're with you and we're in this all together. So hopefully that message that she gave will sink in and he will understand what it is that she's saying. But back at the bank, we see the highest as well as Daikon as well as Joan. Now the bank did not give the highest the total $3 million. For some reason that day the bank decided that they were only going to give them a portion of the money. I think maybe the FBI is on the trail of the highest. Well, they are on the trail of the highest. I just don't know if they stopped the flow of how much money they are giving them per day, but you know, it's the highest. And so anyway, Daikon is like, sir, I think we have more than enough money. I think we should just take what we need and just take what we have and just go. But the highest is like, no, we need this money for the new promised land. The new promised land is gonna cost us about 1.7 million to purchase, and then the rest of the money I'm gonna need for the upkeep. Now he forgot about the money that he owed Sheriff Conley. I don't think he's even planning on giving Conley any money, but he still is like saying that they need the upkeep of the money. They need the total amount of the money. So we also find out that the kids are at the new promised land. They're looking at the new promised land. This is what the highest is telling Daikon. And so of course Joan overhears this, and now maybe Joan will relay this information to Ruth. Will Ruth try to go to the new promised land just to get her daughter, or will she make her way off the compound and then some kind of way end up try to get her daughter back? I don't know. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this new promised land as well as everything else that's going to go down on the Rakadushi compound. So then we see Zane that she's trying to put her plan into play, and she's talking to Manny, and she tells him, I want you to be mine, but I don't want you to take it. I don't want you to be aggressive. I don't want to keep getting RAPE'd. I just want you to, be gentle with me. But he's like, I can't do anything because every time I get hard, it hurts. So she's still this is her plan. If she can win Manny over, I think he will help her, or in her mind, he will help her relieve or leave the Rakatushi compound, you guys. So anyway, then we're gonna see where Bridget pulls up on her man at the outhouse with this chick on his lap. And oh my God, Lewis, you just for the streets, aren't you? You for the Rakatushi compound, but you are for the streets. And Bridget runs off, and of course, Ruth is like, what has just happened? And she's like, he tells her, and then she says, well, you couldn't keep it in your pants long enough. And so, then of course, Elder Mother Marva walks up, and she sees that Lewis is trying to zip up his pants. Well, Ruth has to play it off. She's like, why are you talking to him with his clothes like that? And Ruth has to tell her, well, I didn't want to say it and he didn't want to say it, but your food is causing his stomach to, act up, basically. Your food is causing the man to have diarrhea. And of course, Elder Mother Marvin is not with it, but then Ruth is like, so what can you do about anything that I say? I'm about to have the highest baby. So there's nothing you can do. And Elder Mother, she walks away singing, casting her own version of her spells. We know how Elder Mother does. So anyway, you guys, back on the van, we see where Daikon as well as Joan are sitting in the back of the van. The highest has made his way back to the front seat, and they're having a conversation. And Daikon is no fool. Daikon notices that there are additional accounts that Joan has been sending money to, that there is an additional account. And he says, who does this account belong to? Keep in mind, the FBI just told us that Joan created her own account, okay? So Daikon says that I've been paying attention and I want to know who this account goes to or who it belongs to. Well, she says this belongs to the cartel. That's one of the cartel's accounts. Joan, we know, girl, but she plays it off. So the winner to the award for the best crying scene goes to Joan, you guys, because Joan plays it off. Oh my gosh, I'm just so hurt. My feelings are so hurt. I've never been accused of anything, and for you to think that I would steal from the highest, she just plays the whole role. Like, girl, you lying. So this tells me that you can't trust Joan either. Joan is a sneakster. You cannot trust her either. But she got to the heart. She got to the sympathy of Daikon. He somewhat believes her and he shushes her. I think he should still go and check that account information. Go check the account information, Daikon, so that you can see that your girl Joan ain't no good. So anyway, in the kitchen, back again, we see River, and he is still trying to find something to take Peter out. He is in the kitchen, and Elder Mother is walking in, and she's saying, there's not going to be a baby. There's not going to be a baby, because she's trying to find something that is going to, prevent Ruth from having a baby. She's a nurse. She could mix up any concoction. But when she walks in, she sees River. And that was the end of the episode, you guys. What do you guys think Elder Mother is going to do with River being in that kitchen? Can he play it off? Can he finesse his way out of Elder Mother Marva knowing that he is in this kitchen? I don't know, but I'm definitely here for it all. Let me know your thoughts on the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this recap. If you're new to my channel, finding me for the first time, please hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you can receive reminders of new Ruthless content, okay? Alright, y'all, that's about it. Thank you so much for tapping in and tuning in with your girl, Tika Deshawn, of All Things Ruthless, home of the Ruthless Addict, and you already know, stay ruthless. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Walk with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the